Hello, this is Christian Corey, and this is my music presentation. I will be discussing the power of music on athletic performance. There you go. Okay, so my thesis statement. Through its ability to regulate emotions, increase work output, help acquire motor functions, and associate the mind, music can have a powerful impact on an athlete's mind. First topic I want to discuss today is emotional regulation. Music alters emotional and physiological arousal and can therefore be used prior to competitions or training as a stimulant, or if you want, a sedative to calm down anxious feelings. Music thus provides arousal regulation, fostering an optimal mindset. Most athletes opt to use loud, upbeat music to hype themselves up before a game, but to my surprise, many other athletes like to use softer music to calm themselves down and calm their nerves. An example of the latter of the two, or somebody that likes to use softer music before a game, is Dame Kelly Holmes, an Olympic medalist. She used soulful ballads by Alicia Keys, for example, her songs Fallen and Killing Me Softly, in a pre-event routine in the Athens Games of 2004. Obviously, it worked out for her as she is a gold medalist. I want to talk about the studies done by Karagoris and Lee in 2001. So these two guys wanted to find out the effect that imagery and music has on athletes before a game. They found that imagery alone doesn't do much, but when you add the musical element and combine that with imagery to a pre-game routine, they found the athlete's overall emotional state to be much, much higher, truly showing the power of music. Next topic I want to be discussing is the work output and how music aids in that. So research has consistently shown that the synchronization of music with repetitive exercise is associated with increased levels of work output. This applies to activities such as rowing, cycling, cross-country skiing, and running. Musical tempo can regulate movement and thus prolong performance. Synchronizing movements with music also enables athletes to perform more efficiently, again resulting in greater endurance. In one recent study, participants who cycled in time to music found that they required 7% less oxygen to do the same work as compared to cycling with background or asynchronous music. The implication is that music provides temporal cues that have the potential to make athletes' energy use more efficient. The celebrated Ethiopian distance runner, Haile Gebrselassie, is famous for setting world records running in time to the rhythmical pop song Scatman. He selected the song because the tempo perfectly matched his target stride rate, a very important consideration for a distance runner whose aim is to establish a steady, efficient cadence. The synchronization effect in running was demonstrated in an experimental study done by Simpson and Karagoris, the guy who was mentioned earlier, who found that motivational synchronous music improved running speed by decreasing it 5 seconds in a 400-meter sprint, compared to a no-music control condition. To my surprise, and to the surprise perhaps of many, music actually helps you become more efficient. And I mean, that explains why many runners, you see them jogging around Central Park or jogging around the streets, most of them have music in their ears, not only to entertain them, but because it actually helps their performance. That is quite interesting. That cool animation. Alright, next topic I want to be discussing is how music can aid acquiring motor skills for young athletes and young people in school. Music can impact positively on the acquisition of motor skills. For example, think back to elementary school days and your initial physical education lessons, which are probably set to music. I know in my school I had physical education and dance classes, and dance classes were dedicated to music and doing things like running on trampolines and certain exercises and whatever. Music accompanied dance and play creates opportunities to explore different planes of motion and improve coordination for the young. Scientific studies have shown that the application of purposely selected music can have a positive effect on stylistic movement in sport. Although there has been no recent research to build upon initial findings, however, we do have 3 plausible explanations for the enhancement of skill acquisition through music. First, music replicates the form of bodily rhythm in many aspects of human locomotion. Hence, music can transport the body through effective movement patterns, the body providing an apparent visual analog of the sound. Second, the lyrics from well-chosen music can reinforce essential aspects of a sporting technique. For instance, in track and field, the track Push It by Salt-N-Pepa is ideal for reinforcing the idea that the shot should be put, not thrown. Throwing the shot is the most common technical error. So, for example, some music is literally useful because they tell you what you should be doing. Third, music makes the learning environment more fun, increasing players' intrinsic motivation to master key skills. And I am a supporter of that idea because when I was little, me and my friends, and then we would turn on the music, we were more motivated and we did have more fun in the certain activities that we did. So yeah, that's very interesting. Next topic. Look at that. Cool animation. The next and final topic I want to be discussing is dissociation by music, and I'll get to what that means. During exercise, music can narrow attention, in turn diverting the mind from sensations of fatigue. This diversionary technique, known to psychologists as dissociation, lowers perceptions of effort. Effective dissociation can promote a positive mood state, turning the attention away from thoughts of physiological sensations of fatigue. More specifically, positive aspects of mood, such as vigor and happiness, become heightened, while negative effects such as tension, depression, and anger are assuaged. This effect holds for low and moderate exercise intensities only. At high intensities, perception of fatigue override the impact of music because attentional processes are dominated by physiological feedback. For example, respiration rate and blood lactate accumulation. So pretty much, your normal exercises, a light treadmill run, some, push-ups, whatever. If you do them to a moderate rate, music will help you keep your mind off of the fatigue. And I keep on relating it to myself, but that's one of the reasons I chose this topic. Because I care about my physical state, and I'm an athlete myself, and I can 100% agree with this. When I'm running on the treadmill, it's painful after a while, but once I put on the music, I start focusing on the music, and it really does put the fatigue away, for at least temporarily, so then I can run for a longer distance. Research shows that the dissociation effects result in a 10% reduction in perceived fatigue during treadmill running at a moderate intensity. Although music does not reduce the perception of error during high-intensity work, it does improve the experience thereof. So essentially, if you're killing yourself in a gym, you're doing super hard stuff, super physically tolling activities, there's only so much music can do. You're going to feel that fatigue. However, music makes hard training seem more like fun by shaping how the mind interprets the symptoms of fatigue. While running on a treadmill, 85% of aerobic capacity, listening to music will make the task seem much easier in terms of information that the muscles and vital organs send to the brain. Nevertheless, the runner is likely to find the experience more pleasurable. The bottom line is that during a hard session, music has limited power to influence what the athlete feels physically per se, but it does have considerable leverage on how the athlete feels emotionally. So just to clarify on this, I might have, messed up a couple words from the script that I designed for this. But essentially what it's saying is, like I said earlier, so if you're killing yourself in a workout, obviously the music isn't going to alleviate the fatigue from you because of things like blood lactate accumulation and respiration rate. However, it will make it more enjoyable for you and will still help you emotionally. Physically, you're still going to suffer, and that's your choice. Why would you do that to yourself? But emotionally, it will keep bringing out these positive vibes. In conclusion, music has a very powerful impact on athletic performance. As an athlete myself, I cannot go to a game or go to a practice without bringing my headphones and listening to music. I didn't know exactly why previous to this presentation, but now I know why I enjoy the music. After doing this project and doing my research, I know that anytime I go to a game, I must never leave my tunes at home. Thank you very much. This is my bibliography. And of course, I had to end it with a fancy fin. Thank you, Mr. Peterson, for a fantastic second try. I hope this presentation was good enough. I'm out.